Welcome to the Red Pill Awareness Needed Conversation with Men Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Herb. I'm here with my brother and the other host,
Jason D.
And with a guest, our first video guest. This is Vash. Say hi, Vash.
Hello, everyone.
So, believe it or not, Vash is not her first time. This is her first time on camera. She actually was was our second female guest on the audio only portion of our show before we went video. So she decided to grace us with her presence and help and make the show even better than what it is. So, yay. So,
Welcome.
Thank you.
all right. So, with that being said, today's topic is going to be about a post that Jay and I ran across, it was about 2 weeks ago at this point?
Sounds like it.
Yeah. And it was a post made by Carrie Hilson. And I'm actually going to put it in the screen. I also want to read it as well. And the reason why we're going to discuss it is because I think what I found very interesting was Jay's and I interpretation and reaction to the post was slightly different. But what made us even more was how the women responded to it. And some of the comments of this post. And we actually wanted Vash on here to kind of get a woman's perspective because, you know, those people that have commented and watched our show, we appreciate the comments and the feedback. I know you guys wanted some women on the show to get, you know, perspective, and that's why Vash is here. And so this is going to be fun. So I'm going to read what the post had. And it said, men who provide emotional security and display wise leadership will get the softest, most feminine, relaxed, trusting, guard-down, submissive, nurturing version of their woman. Even successful, strong women want to feel safe enough to be soft. That's our true nature. Men who makes me feel safe have the world. So before we get into the comments, right? As you can see Jay's face. You can see Jay's face. We're going to start with you, bro. So, what was your immediate response? Because you saw us on Facebook, right?
I saw it on Tumblr first. Tumblr is light years ahead of Facebook. I get a lot of stuff on Tumblr before anybody on Facebook gets over Twitter. And I grabbed it from there and then I put it on Facebook. And then when you and I discussed it, I said, because people think we're kind of starting to be like an echo chamber, which we're not. Because even me and him don't always agree with each other. But we wanted a woman's perspective, whether she agreed with it or not, to speak on it. Mm-hmm. So when I posted on Facebook requesting someone come on the show, everyone automatically assumed that I agree with it, and I don't.
Well, before you get to their response, tell me what you're feeling.
I don't agree with it because I don't believe there's an absolute one thing that makes all women happy. Because as you saw on our previous show, when I did the impromptu interview of the probably close to billionaire Tay Sweat, shout out to Tay Sweat, who makes ridiculous amounts of money doing stock. He had a wife. He was going to double her salary. He was going to make her income tax free. He had the bag, and she still pushed back, like on 300, and they were in Sparta. So she wasn't submissive. She wasn't playing ball. He had the bag. He's in great shape. He was attractive. Yada, 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 yada. So there is no one thing that's going to be the ultimate equalizer that's going to make your lady be submissive unless she wants to be submissive. Like when you see these dumbass posts, well, a man's going to be faithful if he doesn't want to cheat. That's it. I'm not going to kill people because I don't want to kill people. See? So you can't just make a generalization like this coming from one who's married someone of love. Of course she's happy. She married a wealthy dude that loves her, that's taking care of her. That's her situation.
Is she still married to him?
I have no idea.
I don't think they're still married.
And there you go. There you have it. So what I'm saying is, you can't just spew out these things and this will make everyone happy, I'm going to submit, because there's always going to be something that's going to be a different numerator in that equation, because each woman is an individual. If y'all were all the same, I I write a book and I will rule the world like with an iron fucking fist.
Right.
But you're not. Which also makes you both complicated and amazing at the same time. So you can't just say things like this when you're on your van and soapbox and say, if you have this, all of us will submit. Bullshit. No.
Right.
Now, Vash, I sent this to you not a little bit after that, and because I'm pretty sure I don't think you saw this on your social media feed, did you?
I did not.
Right.
No one was
So when I sent it to you, when I sent it to you and you read it, what was your, not going into the comments, what was your immediate response when I sent it to you and I said, hey, when you read that, how do you feel about it? What was your thought?
Yes.
Damn.
Because a woman's only going to be submissive to a man that if she wants to be submissive.
Right.
No matter what.
Right. Yeah. So you just was like, yeah, this was nonsense. Basically.
Right. It's not.
You just was not hearing it. You just was not hearing it.
Yes.
And so the reason why, and I say that me and Jay was slightly different on it, is because I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say I 100% disagree with it. I do think in a realm of and relationship stuff like that, I do feel as though when it comes to security and all that stuff, that's what men are supposed to do. I do agree with that.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And I think, unfortunately, I'm not going to say that most men are not taught to do that. We're not, in this day and age, we're not taught to like, okay, if you're going to be in a relationship, these are the things, these needs to be your role and this needs to be her role. However, with that being said, the problem is the submissiveness and the nurturing, the natural nurturing part that she spoke of is very conditional. And a lot of women feel as though nowadays it only can be done if this dude makes X amount of money, or if this dude is going to do these things for me. And the reality is, women should want to be naturally, I'm not going to say submissive, but feminine. Submissiveness is different. The submissiveness and feminine is two different things. And I think that's part of the issue when you see statements like this, is not only what Jay said is correct in that it's a very individualized thing, but it also has to do with the fact that a lot of women today don't know how to be feminine. Just like a lot of, on this space, we discuss all the time about men, being fucking masculine, not doing bitch shit that we talked about.
I think the energies are sometimes reversed.
Yeah, we talk about off camera. So
submissive is not a bad word, and for a marriage, let me rephrase that. For a relationship to work, both of you, in an inadvertent way, have to be submissive
to each other.
I have to submit. I have to compromise to you.
Right.
I have to realize I have to respect you. I have to go from I can't make it to we can't make it, whether you're married or not. And that's not me bowing to her or her having me in check or vice versa. That's me respecting her time and respecting the fact that I am in a relationship with her. That's it. That's all it is. That doesn't make you less of a man by doing it. Because if you want her to be on your team, treat her like a motherfucking teammate.
Now, the one thing I will say, and Vash, I want you to confirm this, is that what is important is that man has to know his role in that relationship, and more often than not, that man has to be capable of leading. And
also making me feel comfortable to let my guard down.
Right,
yeah.
Right. And part of that is just understanding you, and also being able to know, like, all right, if I'm gonna be in a relationship with this man, I know this man's handling his business and doing what he's supposed to do.
Exactly.
That's just a part of it.
Right.
But what I find is that a lot of these posts, and I'm gonna get into some of the comments in a minute, it's just, I don't think they really truly understand where she was getting at. It went completely left.
Right.
It went completely left.
Post something and everybody take it out of context.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted you here, because I wanted not only to hear your feelings of it. I'm gonna read the comments. You ain't got to go. I'm gonna read it. But I also want you to hear some of the comments, and I want to get your feedback on it, because it's like, we as, us as men, we hear this shit, it's bullshit, blah, blah. We do what we do, especially on this Red Pill space, because it's like, listen, on this show, you watch all our shows, and I made it abundantly clear, like, a lot of dudes need to not feed into this shit, but we also need to be aware it happens. But I also want a woman's perspective to hear and see some of the shit that is being said and get your perspective on it to make sure that the people that do watch this and the few women that watch this know it's not just us. It's not just us talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna get to some of the posts. I'm not gonna go through all of it. Now, the thing that stood out to me the first was the very first comment by a guy was, should women be this way naturally regardless of the man and just have better discernment for what men they choose to deal with? And again, it goes back to
accountability.
Right.
Oh goodness!
I was literally about to say that.
Had that in my throat. I'm so sorry.
Now, if a man doesn't make you feel comfortable to have put your guard down and be submissive, then don't do it.
Right, but see, here's the thing that he's pointing out. Again, this goes to being feminine versus being submissive. I think you can't be submissive to everybody. Do you?
No.
That's something that has
You
to
shouldn't be.
right. Yes, I
No.
do. But being feminine as a woman should be something that most women should strive to do. Do you agree, or?
I agree.
Okay.
If that's them, I can't speak for. I consider
Right.
myself very feminine. I have a little bit of tomboy in me.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But like, as me and Jay talk about off camera, if my girlfriend trying to come up to me and give me the secret handshake and pat my head like, "What's good, my nigga?" Right. Like,
Not unless she, I keep it politically correct.
no,
Unless
no.
Unless
Let it
she
fly.
wants to be a boy, then yeah, she's gonna give out the secret man handshake that I could never master.
Right.
Because I don't want to.
Right,
I'm a girl.
right.
You
Now-
give me a hug or a handshake.
Now here's the question I want to ask when we go to the next comment. In your circle of women friends that you have,
They're all feminine.
they're all there. So
They're all here.
when you hear shit like this shit kind of weird to you, like hearing about women acting.
It's not weird. I hear stuff like
Okay.
this, but none of my friends, all my girlfriends, women that I'm around, they're all feminine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think any of them give out secret men handshakes and act like dudes. And no, I don't think I don't attract those type of women that want to hang around me.
Right.
Okay. So the one thing, another comment I want to read. I'm not gonna say the names, because honestly, if y'all want to see this shit, you can just go on IG on the Shade Room and look up this fucking post, and they're there, so you can look at it yourself.
Okay.
But so I'm not gonna say the names of people. I'm just gonna read. The next another one that stand out to me was facts. My feminine, submissive side only comes out when I'm with a high confidence and masculine man. How do you feel?
So
Yes.
you should always strive to be feminine if you consider yourself to be feminine. Submissive, that's something separate. That's
Right.
when you want to submit to that man. He makes you feel comfortable.
So
but
here-
you should always, I feel like, feminine.
Right.
You should always be
Oh,
that way.
right. So here's my question. Is it only conditional to if not feminine, submissive? Is being feminine only conditional if you meet a guy that is super confident and is masculine? Is being feminine only conditional to that?
I don't think
Being
it should
feminine.
be.
Huh?
I don't think it
Say
should
that
be.
again. Should I be?
So is being feminine, you carry yourself as a feminine
Yes.
woman,
Mhm.
is only conditional, meaning that you're only doing it
Oh no.
when you're around
No, I'm feminine all the time. No matter what
Exactly.
situation I'm in.
Right. That's what I'm getting at, because what this woman is saying is they're only going to do that.
She's combining the two, feminine, submissive, which is two separate
Things, right? That's what I was trying to point out to. Cause when me and Jay see this kind of thing, we'd be like, what? And they
It's
think
like-
it's us. They think it's us.
It's like, all right, when I meet you and we're just cool co-workers, associates or whatever, and you exude feminine energy, even though we're not together, that's what's going to make me attracted to you. But if you exude a masculine energy all the time, we're going to still be friends, but it's never going to get any further than that.
Right.
Because I prefer a feminine woman.
Mhm.
But the problem is when we say that, the fireback or the shots being fired is that who you to determine what's feminine and what's not.
Right.
I said, I am not dictating your behavior.
Right.
Was taught to never tell a woman what to do. You're wasting your breath. She's going to do what she wants to do. You either are going to be cool with it or you're not. What I am going to quantify is that I'm going to look at the level of feminine energy that you're exuding and say, okay, I'm a rock with that, or she's not feminine enough. If you exude an energy where I always get the feeling like you're one of the guys, or you're very mannish, then we're gonna be homies, and that's it. I'm not gonna not respect you, but I'm not gonna be attracted to you.
Right.
I'm not gonna, and I'm never gonna defend myself for being attracted to a woman that's feminine. My mom was feminine, my grandma was feminine. Both of them will knock you the fuck out if you came in the wrong. That doesn't make you weak, and a lot of times when women speak and parents say when a feminine woman, they automatically click, well, I'm not weak. When did those two become synonymous?
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What does me want you to be feminine have anything to do with weakness? You are a feminine creature, you're a woman. I think, right?
So how do you like a feminine woman to behave?
I like her to, do the makeup thing, dress in a feminine way. I don't want her to always be in the Leah mode or with the baggy sweats. And I like to see you in a dress every now and then. I like to see clothes that accentuate your curves. I ain't saying you gotta be an extra in a walk video by any means necessary, you know what I mean? But don't dress like me. You know, I dress like a dude because I'm a dude. It is what it is. You carry yourself a certain way. You're classy. I can take you to a board meeting. I can take you to a ball game or a 5-star restaurant, and you're always going to be a lady first.
Okay.
I don't think that's controlling or misogynistic about that.
Right.
But I know they're going to be in the comments coming at me. I don't care. You know I don't care if you've been watching the show. But I'm not going to defend on what is attracted to me. Same way if you want me to be 6 feet, 6 figures with a beard, 6-pack, I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you.
Right.
Or if you're in the 215 and because I don't have a jail record and tattoos up my arm, I'm not attracted. I'm not mad at that. Because if that's your track record, I don't want to fuck with you anyway.
Exactly. Then to go find that type of man.
Exactly.
Go find that type of man that want a mannish.
I don't want a managed chick. I don't want a managed. I don't want a managed chick. I don't want that. I love a woman that carries herself. I love a woman that when she walks, she glides, and when she comes in the room, she lights the room up. She exudes feminine energy. There's nothing weak about that. That is amazingly gorgeous. Whether she's in a business suit or one piece, she's always sexy. That's just how I feel and how I was raised. And I'm not going to defend that. But sometimes I feel like I have to in this modern age.
Now, I want to bring up something that you brought. I want to bring up something that Jay, you pointed out earlier, and I want to get your opinion on it, which is you made a statement saying that women get mad at you to say, how can you determine what's feminine, right? As a man. Now, here's the thing I want to ask you. Have you heard the term sexual marketplace or dating marketplace at all?
Dating market?
Your place or sexual marketplace, yeah. Or sexual market value or dating market value. Any of those terms at all?
I feel like I heard of it before.
Okay. So the reason why I bring that up is because one of the things I find interesting real quick is that women get very offended when men give their opinion about women. But the thing is that when we date, the way that women look at us as men is, okay, what value do you bring to me? But as in like security, financial, emotional, whatever. However, what I find is that when we discuss the values that are expected or looked upon in a woman, it's an issue. So for example, when Jay said feminine, I think every man's version of femininity is different. It's
Exactly.
different.
That's why I asked.
Right, it's different. So it's like, with that being said, when a man comes to you and talks to you about what he feels as though is feminine or what he looks for, do you find yourself offended or bothered sometimes?
No.
Or
I don't even think I've even ever had that conversation. The man said I needed to be more feminine.
Oh no, not you directly.
Not me. Okay.
Right, not you directly.
There's no problems here.
Oh no problem. Not here, no. But I'm just saying, in your interaction with men, because what I find is that a lot of women get very offended when men say, "I want a feminine woman," and one of the immediate response that we've heard is what Jay said, which is, "Well, who are you to tell me how I should be feminine and blah blah blah?" But at the end of the day, if you want a man, and you tell me if I'm wrong, if you want a man to be with, to marry you, or to just be a fucking sponsor, that's what you're looking for. Those things, his opinion matter, correct? And I'm pretty sure that, and you tell me when you in your dating life, when you interacting with men, do you think about those things, or do you want to make sure that just as much as he's a fit to you, you're a fit to him, or you don't really think about those things?
I mean, I think about it to a point, but it just flows naturally. Like
Right.
you can tell if you're a fit for
That's that
him.
natural feminine shit.
Right, yeah. So it's not something that I have to really sit here
Right.
and think about.
Right. Okay. Because like the only reason why I'm bringing that up is because what Jay said is very important because this one of the things that we talk about on the show all the time is men need to have their standards too. Men need to have their expectations and not fucking falter from that shit.
Say it again.
Right.
Look in the camera. Say it again.
Men
They need to know how to lead.
not only lead,
But have
standards and expectations.
Okay.
Right. Because what happens is, and this is something that we've talked about on the show before, when women have their expectations, it's called standards. But then with us, if we say we want a feminine woman, we're being
There's
misogynistic.
nothing wrong with a man having standards.
Right. Please, tell the audience.
There's nothing wrong with men having standards.
As long as they're realistic. And the only reason why I'm bringing it up because I'm pretty sure one of the things that Jay found out very quickly in the post when he posted on his Facebook page was that it wasn't really about the fact that I need to be feminine to get that man. It was like I only want to be feminine, not submissive, feminine.
And it's conditionary if he meets the requirements. And you're
Right.
saying you're not a feminine woman all the time. And yet you want a man who's masculine all the time. You want a man that's masculine on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Tuesdays,
Right.
and 5th of the month. It's like, I don't understand, not to harp on the point, y'all have standards, which is perfectly fine. If I don't fit set standards, be cool, I'll move on. I'm not gonna follow you down the street if you told me you're not feeling me. But
Right.
why do a lot of y'all think it's unrealistic for me to have standards? I like a woman that is feminine. I like a woman that takes care of herself. I like a woman that is curvy. I'm a butt man. I like pretty eyes. It don't have to be light. I have things in my head that automatically make me click with you. That automatically resonate like yo, she's gorgeous.
Those are normal standards.
Just because that's what makes me attracted to a certain woman. But if I say that, I get called toxic, misogynistic, yada yada. I was like, what are you talking about? But then you want to flip it.
I think because they're insecure.
Please say it again for the public school kids in the back, please.
All right, now I'm
Or
gonna.
the yellow bus.
Sure. All right, I'm gonna read off one last post, one last comment, and Vash, I want you to actually go into this one first because this is something that really I think you probably will speak on better than both of us. So.
Jar.
This ain't that kind of show. You can drink
Okay.
I just got to drive. Clock on your head.
There you go. There you go. All right, so. You're right.
I always like that award when I did that.
All right, so the last post I'm gonna read, it says, "This and financial security. Nothing better than a man who manages his money well."
Okay, so
Fuck, I got people. Go ahead.
that is one of my standards. That he has to be good with. You don't have to be rich, but he has to be able to manage his money.
So how do you know?
He can't be mad. He can't be bad with money. I've dealt with men who are bad with money.
Okay.
They overspend and they can't really afford it, or they live not above their means. Well, yeah, they kind of live above their means, and they're just bad with money. But there was a guy that wanted to marry me. He was terrible. Sorry to talk about you. But
He don't know the name.
I don't know the name. No.
Oh, he's
he
watching.
was terrible with money.
Yeah, Harold.
What made him terrible?
He overspent.
Okay.
So he used up every piece of credit. He couldn't get no more lines of credit. And then he wanted to start to get me to invest in these things. And here's the thing, I don't mind building and investing.
Oh!
But
Stop right there. Because that word right there, that word build, back me up.
Right.
Build infuriates a lot of modern women. Build. I don't want no damn roommate. I said,
I would love to build with somebody. Be like, babe, we did this. And that's what I was going to do with him. We were going to buy some land and get a house built. But he was so bad with money, not paying his other mortgages on time.
so the word build doesn't bother you?
No, the word build does not bother me. If it's somebody that I want to marry, yes, we're going to build together. Even if he come in a relationship with a lot of money.
Just making sure you see my face, because I've said this many times. I got roasted for it. Make sure y'all see my face.
Even if he come in a relationship with a lot of property and money, I still want to build something with him. I want to be like, we did this. Even though he owned like 10 properties, I think. And we were going to build something together, but he just was just in over his head. He was just doing
So,
too much.
And I agree with that, and I say this as a rebuttal all the time. All the people that y'all dick eat, I'm not politically correct. I said what I said. Dick eat. Jay-Z and Beyonce, Swizz and Alicia Keys. All the people y'all dick eat all the time. Russell and Sierra.
Yep.
They both had money before they got together. And what did they do when they got together? They built
Yes, that's what
other
I'm talking
shit. But you modern, what's my mom's word, heifers, think it's cool and think it's gonna fly for the man to build everything and you reap the benefits. And I said it before, I say it again. If we come in together and you want to build with me, I'm gonna put everything in my LLC that was established before you. So that when you get bored and you divorce me, I'm going to keep that shit. Because an LLC is a separate entity from my straw man. Google it. So we have a woman here, not a compensated guest. Well, she's drinking, but that's not the count. Who agrees
She just started.
with building. That doesn't make you a fucking woman. That makes you intelligent. What's the percentage of people that can live on one income now in her? Like 4%?
It's rough
Yeah,
out here.
it's about 4 to 8%. Because that's how many make enough to really be above.
So that leaves 96% of us that can do it on our own in totality. It's 96. It's not a high number. If I told you there's a 96% chance this plane's gonna crash, are you flying? I'm fucking walking.
Right. So, and I wanna address one last thing before we wrap this up. Is that
Good time.
the thing that about that last comment that really bothered me was the fact that essentially she was saying that she will only be feminine and submissive if this man reaches a financial requirement. And that's the main thing I wanted you
No, you should.
to
If
harp on.
you're a feminine, I'm a feminine woman. So no matter if he works at McDonald's or he's a very wealthy man, I'm always going to be feminine.
Right.
And if I want to submit to him, I'm going to submit to him, no matter how much money he
Right.
gets.
And listen, we understand that financial security, men that are in this red pill space should understand that financial security is important to women. We cannot
especially at my age.
ignore it. We cannot run from it. You know, some women are different, but in some shape, way, or form, it's fucking important. And that's why here and a lot of other red pill space, we definitely promote men. Get your shit together before you even engage in this shit. Be about yourself first.
Right.
One last point.
Go ahead, bro.
A platform of love and relationship built on a monetary stance is going to be fucking doomed if that monetary status changes. So that little movement that y'all had 2 or 3 years ago, where I'm not marrying for love, is he has to. If you're not marrying for love, commitment, and loyalty, and just about the bread, and you live in the United States where the market can change in a heartbeat.
Exactly. He could be a multi-millionaire and lose all his money.
Somebody made up a coin and named it Doggy, and people make money off that shit. This is the only place in the world that can happen. Well, my point is, if that is your only foundation, and that foundation is not guaranteed to be there all the time, that's why the divorce rate's so high.
Yeah.
Because if you got with him or her because of the bread and the bread changes, what are y'all standing on?
Yeah. So,
good luck.
on that note, we're going to end this one here. We have Vash for one more show, so we're going to end this one here.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yep. And then we're going to record one last show. But until then, we are out. We will see y'all in the next one. So, cool.
Still linked here.